When you are homeless, you become invisible. You have no address, no comfort, no security. When homelessness lurks, a mother worries. How will she feed her children? Where will they go to school? Where will they sleep? How will she keep them warm? A father fears. How will he keep his family safe? A war veteran wonders how to find work without a place to shower, without clean clothes. In 2016, Together We Cope helped over 13,000 neighbors in crisis. Their stories are as unique as each individual. Courage is their common ground.
My name is David. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I'm a full-time single parent to my two daughters, ages 7 and 9. And I was referred to Together We Cope from Catholic Charities, and before that from the Veteran Commission in Chicago. Together We Cope helped me in my time of need. One of the things that we're trained to do as soldiers is to help others and rescue others. Together We Cope helped me and rescued my family in my time of need. We were facing eviction. It was almost Christmas, and I had nothing to give my daughters for Christmas. Together We Cope helped me with that. They helped me not to end up in the streets, as some veterans are, and they made Christmas magic for my two daughters. I'm very, very grateful to Together We Cope for making that possible. As a soldier, I've always worked, and it was difficult for me to ask for help, and I waited till the last minute, because of that, the pride, I guess, that we have as men, as soldiers, you don't want to show weakness, but I remember the landlord was calling me and saying, we need something, we need an answer, we need the money, or you're gonna have to move out. And I remember I was at the laundromat outside, and I answered the call from Together We Cope, and they said, we have the money for you, for your rent, for what you owe behind, and actually I was a little bit ahead for the month of January, which helped out. And Together We Cope really came through for me, and that was a miracle in itself. One of the things I learned is sometimes you just need to ask, and Together We Cope really helped me feel comfortable with that by not going through all the red tape that usually discourages people from asking help. I really got to know the people here, and they took care of me, and I feel like they really know me and my daughters. And so I just want to say thank you for everything.
Hi, my name is Loitanda, and I came to Together We Cope about a year ago. I know that there's someone out there that's feeling hopeless, that's feeling like, what do I do? Where do I go? Call Together We Cope. They will change your life. I called in, spoke with Caitlin over the phone. She took all my information, and I came in for my appointment about 2 days later. So when I got here, she stated to me that the program had no availability, but that she would take all my information and see if she could help me. And I get a phone call from Caitlin, and she stated to me, I think I have an opening in the program. And I'm on the phone, and I'm saying, how? When? And she said, well, it just immediately opened up, and I need to try to get you in because I really feel you will be a good candidate for our program, and I feel like your situation needs immediate housing. And I met with her, and I met with another young lady, and we walked through the apartment, and she stated to me that this would be my apartment, that they would bless me with housing, pay my rent for 6 months. I would have food, and also have the voucher for the New to You. And at that moment, I got super emotional because I could not believe that this program even existed, or that they could help you like that. Oh, forgive me for being emotional, but just when you think about living in a nice home, having everything you ever thought you wanted, and then living in your car, being packed in a Tahoe with clothes, my kids, and we're just figuring it out day to day. Sometime hotels, sometime a friend, sometime whatever, but just making it work. And I was truly taken back by Together We Cope, because not only did they help with the rent, with the food, with clothes. Every month, I went to a life coaching class, which changed my life. I am here today, and I stand strong, regardless to what I've been through. I am just so grateful. And I talk about Together We Cope so much. And I give the number out so much. And I am just grateful because I live today because of Together We Cope. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and I'm here to talk about Together We Cope and thank them so much for what they have done for me. I was a teacher for 15 years. I have 2 master's degrees, and things were going really, really well for me. And then one day last year, I had a seizure from epilepsy, and the seizure was in the classroom. And I was called down to the office and said, you should probably find a different career. I hadn't worked for a few months, and I went through all of my savings to try to keep afloat, paying my rent, paying my bills. And then eventually it got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore, and I was served a 5-day notice from my landlord, and I didn't know where to turn. It wasn't until my dad told me he volunteered at Together We Cope that I knew this place even existed, and he said, why don't you give them a call and see if they can help you? And I did, and of course I cried on the phone, and they said, come on in, let's see what we can do to help you. He said, I can't guarantee you anything, but I'm going to do the best I can to help you out. In the meantime, I'm going to help you out with the food pantry. I'm going to help you out to get some clothes from the store. We'll do all those kinds of things, and then I'll get back to you and let you know if we can help you with your rent. At the time, I was behind 2 months on rent. I was having a very hard time in the hospital, and I get this phone call, and I was feeling miserable, and I get this phone call from this wonderful man at Together We Cope, and he said, we're going to cover 2 months of your rent. And I couldn't stop crying. And at that moment when I thought things were just the worst they can get, this man just changed my life. And when I came home from the hospital, I didn't have to worry about not knowing where to go. I was not going to be homeless. I had my own bed to sleep in and recover in, and it was just so amazing. And because of Together We Cope, I'm sitting here, I'm out of the hospital, I'm feeling great, I'm in my own bed, and things are just wonderful. They're looking up, and of course, things are still hard, but without them, I couldn't have done this. I wouldn't be where I am today. It's just a scary thought that in 30 seconds, which was as long as my seizure was, my life changed. And so it was just an eye-opening experience, and without Together We Cope, I couldn't have done it. So I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate everyone who's been here to help me. And everyone has been so wonderful and nice to me, and it's just the most amazing place that you could ever be a part of.
A job loss, an accident, a divorce, an illness, a fire. Life is uncertain, and we are all vulnerable. Then neighbors step in, and strangers step up. When neighbors help neighbors, no one walks alone. Please join us. Together, we cope.